Alta Murrieta families, thank you so much for tuning in to the November 2018 edition of ColeyCast, my monthly video message to the Alta community. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. If you are a returning visitor, or viewer I should say, thank you for tuning back in. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about what do we have in store for the exciting month of November. Before we jump into some specifics, once again, if you haven't already done so, be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We update things constantly on those social media sites. Greatest way to stay up to date, up to the minute with Alta news and events. You can also get our information on our calendar page at altamurrieta.org. Okay, first thing I want to highlight is Friday, November 2nd is a professional development day, meaning there will be no school that day. No school for students. Teachers, if you're watching this, there is school for you. It is a PD day, a professional development day, Friday, November 2nd. We'll be doing some training so our teachers can learn new ways to better serve our students. So, day off for our students, Friday, November 2nd. Teachers, we'll see you there that day. Also, the big thing that you have seen coming home, your students have been bringing information home, the Ultra Fun Run, our PTA, our big fundraiser this year, our Jogathon. The Fun Run, Ultra Fun Run. The Fun Run itself is going to be on Wednesday, November 7th. So mark your calendars, Wednesday, November 7th is the actual Fun Run day. Please look for information, specific information from your teacher, your child's teacher, to let you know exactly what time your class, your child's class will be running. But I want to thank you in advance and just ask one more time, I want to thank you for your contributions, for your donations supporting our fun run. This is, as I said, PTA's big fundraiser of the year. Last year, we were able to raise a lot of money that PTA then was able to donate a large portion back to our school to go to our marquee fund. For those of you who know Alta, we have a very old, outdated marquee on the corner of Whitewood and Alta Murrieta Road. We need a new marquee. We have been saving up for a brand new digital marquee, and the good news is this year's fun run, if we can raise enough money, PTA is looking to once again donate some money to our marquee fund, and I'm excited to say we've already done some of the legwork, some research to see how much it would be. If we can do what we did last year, there is a very good chance that we will have enough to purchase our marquee. Which if we get that, we'll be able to put that on the front of the school. Now that our trees have been taken out, we have a brand new front of the school. So let's just jump right to that right away. How great does the front of our school look? I know the last couple of months we talked about the need to take those trees out because of the root systems that were destroying the concrete. It's all done now. If you haven't been to Alta recently, stop on by the front of our school. No more trees. Beautiful artificial turf. The students love it. It's comfortable to sit out there while they're waiting to be picked up in the afternoon. And I just want to say a huge thank you to our district office who made this all possible. They did a lot of the legwork. They financed the project, and I just want to thank you to Bill O'Lean, our Assistant Superintendent of Facilities, Lori Norigian. I know that you guys both put in a whole lot of work for that. Chuck Ekstrom, thank you very much, lady and gentlemen, for your work on that. Our Alta community very, very much appreciates it. So back to the marquee. Now that the trees are gone, we can actually see the front of the school, and we're looking to buy a new marquee and put that on the front of the school. So when you're pulling through that drop-off or pick-up loop, you're going to be able to see all the coming events in bright, vivid color. So in order to make that happen, we need your help. And you can do that by volunteering, by donating for our fun run. How do you do that? You can go online to ultrafunrun.com ColeyCast.com, and you can make a pledge there. You can either donate per lap or you can make a flat donation. And once again, I just want to let you know, this is not just random money that's being stored away somewhere. We have a very specific purpose this year, and that's to hopefully raise enough money so that we can get over the hump and purchase that new digital marquee for the front of our school. So again, ultrafunrun.com, you can log in there, and then there's a space to put your student access code, and our code is ALTARUNS, ALTARUNS, one word. And once again, I thank you in advance, those of you who have already donated, and if you haven't yet and you are considering it, please help us out, because once again, we're looking to hopefully get this brand new marquee, which is going to be able to get the news out about the exciting things taking place at Alta. So that's November 7th will be the actual date of the fun run. November 9th, a couple days later, that Friday, is our monthly Coffee with the Principals. If you are able, it's going to be right after Friday Flag that day. We'll hold it in the new multi-purpose room. If you're able, stop on by the new NPR. Mrs. Caldwell and I will be there. Fresh coffee, delicious donuts. We'll just chat very casually about what's happening at Alta. So I hope to see you there. And lastly, November 19th through the 23rd, Thanksgiving break. We will be off for that entire week, not just Thanksgiving and the Friday, the entire week, November 19th through the 23rd. Once again, go to our website at altamurrieta.org to the calendar page for a complete listing of events. All right, couple other things that I just kind of want to highlight for the month of October. The first, once again, is the artificial turf. If you haven't stopped by, take a look. It is fantastic. It is beautiful, much more comfortable for the kids. Thank you to our district office for that. The other thing, a couple reminders that I want to put out to everybody. Just the importance of not only, we talk about our daily attendance, we have our incentives for our students about being here on time all the time. I just want to remind everyone the importance of getting your child here to school on time. Arriving just 5 minutes late every day over the course of a school year for grades 1 through 5 amounts to like almost 3 days of missed instruction over the course of a school year. For a kindergarten student, half day, it's over 4 days of missed instruction. That's just being late for 5 minutes every day. You think, 5 minutes, what's the big deal? We go bell to bell here, especially in kindergarten, because they're very limited on time. So once again, our gates open at 8:25. That's when kindergarten starts. So if you're a kindergarten parent, please be sure to be here a few minutes early so when that gate opens, you're ready to get them in so they can start learning right away. If you're a first through fifth grader, remember gates open at 8:25. That lineup bell rings at 8:45. Fourth and fifth graders, your day starts at 8:45. Once again, a couple minutes late, not only are you missing instruction, but it also causes a disruption. If somebody's coming in late, opens the door, people stop, they look at the kiddo. We don't want anyone to be embarrassed. Plus, we don't want to disrupt the learning that's going on in class. So once again, please make every effort to be on time all the time. And checking out early is another thing that I want to bring up. This is something that happens a lot, checking students out early. And I've mentioned this in previous broadcasts. I want to bring it up again. And I want to start by saying that we fully understand. I fully understand there are going to be times when you need to check out your son or your daughter early. Orthodontist appointment is an example. My son and my daughter have both had braces, and I know that sometimes the only appointments that they can give me is like a 2:15 appointment. And I had to check we had to check our kids out to take them to the orthodontist. We understand that there will be times when there's doctor's appointments and times where it cannot be avoided. We understand that. What we're trying to avoid is people coming in and checking them out 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early, just to beat traffic. And I'm going to be very honest, this is happening a lot. And it's happening by some of the same people a lot. And it's to the point where our office staff, it is a disruption. Because once again, not only if your child is checked out early, is he or she missing instruction, but it is a disruption to the classroom. Because what happens is if you come in to check your child out early, The office staff has to pick up the phone, call the classroom. The teacher has to stop what he or she is doing, take the phone call, tell the student to collect their things, and it really breaks up the flow of that teaching. And if you're thinking, wow, what's the big deal? It's just one call. This is happening 5, 10, 15 times a day in the afternoon. That's a lot of missed instruction, and that's a lot of disruption. So please, if you don't have to take your kid out early, please don't. If you're trying, I know it's crazy traffic out there. Please be patient. Having your kid come out early, it really is making it difficult for that instruction going on. So please try to avoid that whenever you can. And the last thing I want to talk about is dropping things off. We have a lot of parents who are dropping things off in the office, things that were forgotten at home, forgotten lunches, forgotten water bottles, forgotten, we've had toys that were dropped off for kids, keys that were dropped off for kids, library books that were dropped off for kids. Now obviously if it's a lunch or something like that, we want to make sure that they eat. We don't want to discourage something like that, but what I would say is, once again, this is becoming something where people are dropping off a whole bunch of things, and it's things that perhaps wouldn't necessarily need to be dropped off. For example, if a student forgets a library book, they may just bring it in the next day. Because one of the things we also want to do is we want to teach that responsibility for kids. If he or she knows, well, that's okay, mom will bring it for me later. Dad will bring it for me later. He or she may not be able to build that responsibility to make sure that he does it or she does it for himself or herself. But more than anything, it is causing a lot of disruption in the class when our office staff has to call into the classroom to let the teacher know that something has been dropped off in the office. We're also getting calls like 5 minutes before the bell rings saying, hey, can you tell so-and-so, can you give this message? Once again, understand that sometimes those have to take place, but I would ask you to please consider, if it's something that does not have to interrupt class time, if you could wait, that would be very, very helpful for us, for our office staff, but more importantly for our students learning and for our teachers teaching. I hope that makes sense. We want to really guard and value every single minute of our instructional time. Kids checked out early or arriving late, and interruptions into the classroom really makes that difficult. So your help with that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. That's it. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. Until next time, have a great November, and we'll see you in December.